Now, it's a meme that's been circulating through the internet of Young Thug saying if we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-dee-doo, fuck that, chin up, nigga.
Chin up, fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-dee-doo, we go to prison, nigga.
And yeah, that's hella nonsense because you know what? I'd rather not do a chin up and I'd rather pick the pin up. Where do I sign my plea? And I love seeing like-minded people like myself. And one of those people would be YNW Bourtland. Now, I know a lot of y'all is like, who the f is that? Now, YNW Bourtland is one of the homies of YNW MELLY. You know, the famous rapper who the state says allegedly had murder on his mind, pun intended, and decided to off a couple of his friends in a car, where he then left the vehicle, stood in the woods on the side of the freeway and waited for a ride to come and get him, while his homie YNW Bourtland took the dead bodies to the hospital and dropped them off. Well, at least YNW does not have the same type of morals as YFN, because we knew if this was a Lucci situation, them bodies would have been pushed on the side of the road. But like most Neanderthal gangsters, they don't know anything about forensics. They don't know anything about cell phone towers. They tried to say that this was a drive-by, but these men were shot in the back of the head in close range. Like, come on, bro, y'all gotta do better than that. And that would lead to YNW Bourtland and YNW MELLY both being arrested and charged with murder. Now, Bourtland would get out on bond, probably because they more so know that he was an accessory to the crime. He wasn't necessarily the shooter, because where the shots came from is where on tape of them leaving the studio prior to the shooting, where YNW MELLY got in the back seat at. Now, they would go to trial and it would be a hung jury, and they would have to go back to the drawing board and face another trial to figure out what would be the results of their life. Would they stay in prison, or would they have freedom and MELLY would come out and be the biggest rapper to ever live? Well, it looks like that dream of YNW MELLY getting out and making Murder on My Mind Part 2 a first day out, him singing and screaming into a microphone, hitting that studio like he's always wanted to do, seems like that's going to be short-lived, guys, because YNW Bourtland today took a plea deal that will bury YNW MELLY.
So, Mr. Henry, again, two cases. We're going to do one at a time. In case number 19, 1871 CF10A, as to count 3, accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, and as to count 4, accessory after the fact as to murder in the first degree. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? In case number 23, 10643 CF10A, as to count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and count 7, unlawful use of a two-way communication device. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I will accept your no contest pleas as to each. I'm going to find a factual basis to support each based upon my review of each electronic probable cause affidavit, as well as your stipulation in court here today. I'm going to further find that you have freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived your rights, that you have knowingly entered each plea with the advice of competent counsel, who you've told me that you are satisfied with, that you understand the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea. Accordingly, and pursuant to the negotiated agreement, I will sentence you as follows. In case number 19, 1871 CF10A, as to count 3 and count 4, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in Florida State Prison. That will be followed by 6 years of reporting probation. I will impose mandatory court costs. Pursuant to 943.325, I will need a set of your prints and DNA. Pursuant to 938.27, I will impose a cost of prosecution of $100. Sir, I'm also ordering restitution in that case payable to Terry, T-E-R-R-I Bagley, B-A-G-L-E-Y, and Ashley, A-S-H-L-E-Y Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S, and reserving as to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of the restitution. If they fail to do so within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree.
You see, last week the DA gave an offer of a plea deal to YNW Bourtland, 10 years in prison, 6 on probation as an accessory to murder. But of course, it's always a catch. And the catch is you got to tell us everything that happened so we can put this man under the jail. And he had until 1:30 today to sign that plea if that's what he wanted to do. And YNW Bourtland, like most of the gangsters today in 2025, he folded and said, "Sign me up, boss." Hey, listen, I don't even know what really happened. He could have very well just been driving and MELLY just decided that he was gonna let off. And being a loyal friend and probably a scared friend of a boy with a gun in the back seat, he probably said, you know what, I'ma just do what he said and I'ma hold it down. Or it could have been that he was part of it, but guess what? The way that the law sees it is he did not pull the trigger. There is punishment to be handed down, but not the same as the guy that we're trying to convict for pulling that trigger. And really, I'm recording this video because we need to get out of this mindset that not snitching and not giving justice to families is a great thing. Listen, these guys were senselessly murdered. I mean, imagine getting shot by your longtime homie. I got homies that I've had friendships with for over 20 years. I cannot imagine them just shooting me in the back of the head while I'm looking forward. Since when is betrayal a good thing? Since when have we honored that? Where's the morals? Where's the integrity? This isn't street violence. This isn't the street code. This is downright mental instability from YNW MELLY. Clearly, he's had fascinations of murder and violence. He was crying out on the music, letting us know, but apparently we just thought as long as this added to a good bop, a nice little beat with an 808 on it, then who cares? Well, guess what? The DA cares. The families of those friends that were killed cares. And hell, even some of the fans care. I mean, this is downright ridiculous. Snaking your friends and then getting their names tattooed on you, going to the funeral. What kind of bishop and juice activity is this that YNW MELLY was doing? In my opinion, he deserves everything that's coming for him. So yeah, congrats to YNW Bourtland. I think that 10 years is very deserved on your part that you played. And honestly, you made the right decision. Cause boy, you was gonna blow that trial. I don't think that this was gonna be another hung jury. But thanks to you, my boy, you definitely solidified that YNW MELLY will never see the outside of them gates again. He's gonna be stuck in a Florida prison for the rest of his life, in my personal opinion. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do y'all agree? Let me know down below in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and we out, baby. Boom! Just LaFleur.
It's him.